And it's another day. Nothing has changed. I haven't really done anything different. I've done my leads already, done the outreach to the 40 and 20, 40 influencers, 20 brands. Already did the outreach to them, already compiled the next leads for tomorrow morning. One thing I wanted to talk about was the importance of starting what we want now. So it never hurts to immediately start the journey we want, like so bad. Like I'm in so many circles with people that want to achieve so much in their lives, and we all understand that there's so much more for us in this world, but we're not really able to take immediate action all the time. And we're not able to start immediately growing into the person we know that we're able to become and the person we want to become. Some of the pros to taking immediate action is you'll save yourself from falling behind, you'll promote a lot of growth for less risk than if you were to wait for the future. There's a lot more upside, and you'll never regret starting now. There are many resources people use to gain an advantage in like business, working out, or any other habit that you want to gain. Money can be replaced, money can be rebuilt, energy can be replaced, energy can be rebuilt over time as well. But the one resource that has an unfair advantage is time. Once time has passed, it's gone forever. And starting now gives you those reps that once you wait, those reps are gone. You can never go back in time and get those reps back. It's just done. It's over. That's reps. These are failures that you're missing out on, along with cycles of learning, failing, and adjusting, like the cycles I always talk about. The longer you wait, the more cycles you miss out on, and the further behind you are, and the more of a delay that it puts you in. Waiting until you're ready is nothing more than a hoax, I'd say. It's a lie that we tell ourselves just to protect ourselves from something that we're afraid of. There's no point in waiting until we're ready because, like, let's be honest, we'll never be ready. We just delay the learning process, and the outcome of the learning process is being ready. And another reason it doesn't make sense is because if we were ready, we'd already have what we want. But the concept of waiting is horrible because we're never going to be ready until we have what we want. And what we're really delaying is just the learning process, not really the being ready process. Many people also get caught in thought and end up spending so much time thinking about an idea, but they never take action in the idea. Like, there are definitely plenty of positives in being reflective and taking time and thinking, but it doesn't really make you smarter or gain as much advantage as some people think it does. You really gain, you really only gain an aspect of business like once you start, once you dip your toes in. There's so many obstacles that you'll come across that you can't really explain to yourself in theory or think about in theory. Like rejection. You're going to get a lot of rejection, but clarity comes from rejection. It sounds crazy at first, but once you hear no enough, you kind of learn to drown out the rest of the world. And you really have to trust not the outer self that you portray, but your inner self. And really trust that person to make better decisions and to trust that person's decisions that you make and drown out the rest of the world, even though you might have to take some input. It's drowning out all of the naysay and all of the negative talk. And once within yourself, you can properly understand what's right and what's wrong. And that base becomes your sense of direction. And clarity comes from the delivering imperfect work, the making mistake here and there, and experiencing growth. And then throughout all of those situations, then you become the end person who knows your direction, knows what is right, knows what's wrong, and can trust your own decision making. One more great positive from starting early is the earlier you start anything, the cheaper the risk. When you're young, you have no risk in life. You probably had like no responsibilities. Your standards of living were low. You literally just needed like a bedroom. You probably maybe even shared a bedroom and you were okay with it, didn't think much of it. And you had a lot less to lose both financially and socially. But even though like we're not kids anymore, the more time passes, the more our responsibilities and things grow at such a consistent rate throughout our lives. So, yeah, as I said, even though we're not kids, we still, throughout every year, we're going to have slightly higher living standards that we expect of ourselves. Older people obviously don't want to live in the same climates that they live in when they're younger. Um, we might end up having kids, so then we have another body to look out for, another responsibilities, more to risk. We might have like a significant other that we like, maybe just even going from 19 to 20, you have a girlfriend now, so that's another person you look out for. Your time isn't fully to yourself, another responsibility. It's just all these many little things can just build up into responsibilities. And then even if you like let's say you dedicate yourself to, no, I'm not going to get a girlfriend. I'm going to stay locked in until I am financially ready for all of that. Let's say you're driving and you roll a stop sign and you get a ticket and you're $300 down. That's another added responsibility. And then you have some demerits to pay off and you're $900 down. That's still another responsibility that, even though it's unexpected, it's still something that is now expected of you to take care of. And it's better now for us to just take those leaps of faith now rather than wait another day, another month, or even like another year. Another great reason the best time to start now is because it automatically forces discipline. As soon as we dedicate ourselves to something and we say we're going to do it, it takes a level of discipline within ourselves to stick to it. And we're the only person, and we got to trust that we're the person that we say we are. And we're really the only person that can like hear those inner thoughts and understand that we're lying to ourselves or we're portraying an image that isn't us at the end of the day. This forces us to be consistent and stick to something based off nothing more than what we've said just because we said so. Like when you start a habit like going to the gym or business, you'll learn how to problem solve. You'll come across different problems and figure out how to break the barrier, whether it's like if you go to the gym, you reach a plateau and you figure out how to better manage your macros to make another leap. Or if it's coming up with a new way of doing your outreach or changing a little bit of your offer and just tweaking things a little. Problem solving is an ever important skill, and that will have to come across, and that's a skill that you'll have to come across physically in order to know how to exercise the skill and practice different ways of problem solving. You'll also have to show accountability a lot in order to grow as a person. And starting a business requires lots of accountability. In business, there will be times that you'll have no choice but to confront your true self face to face. You'll have a client that you'll underperform, and you'll know that you could have done better, but how will you respond to the situation? Your customer isn't the happiest, but like you also know you didn't do your best work. So is it the customer's fault or do you take responsibility? Do you lie and say this didn't happen, this didn't happen, this didn't happen, or do you attack the situation as it is head on? Do you come up with an excuse and say that something happened to the customer, or do you deal with the situation as it is face to face? These are situations that you'll be tossed into head first, and you'll have to overcome the obstacle and continue to grow, or your roots will fall back into bad habits and succumb to the small failure in pursuit of a bigger win. So just to summarize, the single most thing that'll make the biggest difference in your life is just starting. Anything you're thinking of is just starting. We all have habits, tasks, things we want to start, things we want to do, but we never start. We just think about it and we never start. We'd be so much better served if we just dove in head first and just started a lot of these things. And starting now is peak because time is the only resource that's not replaceable. It cannot be rebuilt. It cannot be restored. The earlier you start, the less risk you have. Knowledge grows from doing and not thinking about things. And starting now forces discipline and will make you the best person you want to be and the person you know you can be. These are all reasons that if you're interested in business or you want to start something new or you want to just start anything, start. Start. The best thing you can do is start.